Look, all I'm saying is, if you have a septum piercing, you don't deserve human rights.
Idiot Tosin, listen to me now. You need to make a video. Stop making shitty memes about King K. Rool. Make an actual response video.
I guess we're doing a Flash video then.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. To the outside world, I'm an ordinary forensic scientist. But secretly, with the help of my friends at Star Labs, I fight crime and find other metahumans like me. But I became lost in time. It took everything in my friend's power to bring me back. And in doing so, our world was opened up to new threats. And I'm the only one fast enough to stop them. I am the Flash.
Season 1 of The Flash was like lightning in a bottle, no pun intended. The show was fun, it was new, it wasn't afraid to go all out with the actual superpower stuff, unlike its edgy green cousin. It had a good villain, and you kind of just didn't care about any of the problems the show did have, because it was so fun. Season 2 was kind of more of the same, and it didn't really feel as novel as Season 1, but they managed to keep it pretty interesting by having a few good twists. They ruined Zoom, though. He wasn't even a bad character, he just wasn't Zoom. Season 3, everyone turned into an emo bitch. Then they all decided to stop being emo bitches in the Christmas episode. Because it was Christmas. Things got kinda better towards the end, but the season was still really stale. And then we had Season 4, which is what we're talking about today. But not just any episode of Season 4. Of course, we're talking about this episode of Season 4.
Hashtag feminism. Hashtag feminism. Hashtag feminism.
Is anyone surprised?
Hey!
Oh, Felicity!
So right off the bat, we've got a character from a completely different show. Why? 'Cause she's a woman. This is the woman episode, so she has to be in it. As opposed to all those other episodes where there were no women.
You came prepared.
Well, yeah, Team Arrow, Team Bride. You know, very excited for that bachelorette party.
Yeah, getting inebriated with same gender to celebrate an archaic institution.
Yeah, actually. I agree with that. Let's hope they don't spend an entire episode based around that premise. That would be silly. I mean, to be fair, if you want to get all of the characters of a certain gender together in an episode and not have anyone of the opposite gender in it, a bachelor or bachelorette party is like a pretty good in-universe explanation for that. The show was made in Japan, they can just have them all take a bath together. There was a Japanese Flash once. Yeah, give him a TV show. Give Tanaka Ray a TV show. And just like half the episodes are just naked women throwing buckets at each other.
Well, here you are. Okay, are you ready for the ladies' nights to end all ladies' nights?
And by that, she means a quiet, low-key dinner at a very classy restaurant.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Super low-key, super quiet. Do you want a pink or a blue feather boa?
Actually, Iris, if it's okay, I don't think I'm gonna make it tonight. I'm just not feeling up to it.
But you're a woman. You have to be in this episode. It's the woman episode.
Sometimes life catches up with you, you know?
It's because you're not wearing the tiara. Put on the tiara. Everything will change. Oh,
Wearing the tiara, thank you.
you're welcome.
Caitlin, please, come on. We work together every day, and we never get to do a dinner just as girls. You have to come.
She's right. Just one dinner, please.
Wouldn't miss it.
This is so insane. I can't believe you're gonna be a mom again.
Hey, more women. Are they going to be in the women episode? Damn, we're really going to get every female character in on this, no matter how unrelated they are to the main story. Like that one Doctor Who episode.
I know. Well, you always wanted a sibling. And 7 Doctor Who's later, you totally came through.
Oh hey, we were just talking about Doctor Who. Let's stop talking about Doctor Who. Oh wait, no, she's a woman too now. Put her in this episode.
You a Doctor Who fan, Joni?
Well, ever since he became a lady, I am.
Jesus, I am just predicting every story beat here. So wait, you only started liking the show when the Doctor was a woman? Yet you already know exactly how many Doctors there have been since you were born? I don't even know that. And I actually watched the show. Did you go back and watch a bunch of the old episodes in preparation for the new Doctor? I mean, if you become that invested in it, then I guess it was actually a pretty good show beforehand. You just didn't watch it because it had men in it? But now you're retroactively liking the older Doctors because the Doctor's a woman now? Well, it's not how I'd recommend someone watch TV, but hey, you do you, I guess. Wait, how many episodes did she watch? She said 7 doctors. What, did she go back and catch herself up on all the Sylvester McCoy episodes? And all that just after she found out about the woman one?
Hashtag feminism.
Girls, get out.
Oh, that's our cue.
Okay.
Hey, Barry, congrats on getting hitched.
Thank you. I didn't realize you were in town.
Well, I just stopped by for the weekend.
For the woman episode.
Have a great time. Don't get too crazy. No drinking.
No, Iris promised me a totally chill night that even my pregnant little booty can handle. You should come with us, sweetie. You know, I'm sure Iris wouldn't mind.
No, it's okay. I actually have plans,
Oh, you're not going to be here for the woman episode?
but I will drop you off.
Okay. Have fun.
Later, guys.
I'll get the lights. Harry will get the brandy. Hey, Harry, before you pour the brandy, make sure you warm the glasses.
What?
For real?
That's cool.
It's literally cool. Because he didn't warm it.
Barry Allen. Before he met Iris West, before he became an interdimensional time-traveling speedster, he was an adorable baby boy with Ewok-level chub.
Oh, those cheeks.
Cisco, this is great, but where did you get these videos?
He committed multiple felonies for personal gain.
You two were so young. Damn, I was so young.
Gentlemen, I have arrived. Ralph.
Dibney.
Dibneyberg.
Wasn't expecting you.
You said see you later. I assumed this was a superhero hangout and this was a test for my highly attuned detective abilities, which, for the record, nailed it.
Okay, or...
You weren't invited.
What's all this crap?
This is my bachelor party.
Oh, dear God, you're serious. This Wiener Fest is your bachelor party.
This Wiener Fest is about to indulge in some very fine cigars and a very nice steak dinner at the Oak.
Okay, stop. You're gonna pay $50 for a steak dinner? I know a place where you can get all-you-can-eat steak and chicken for $4.99, and they even throw in napkins.
Damn, all you can eat chicken and steak for $5. I might start going to strip clubs just for the food.
We're gonna stay here. We're gonna go ahead.
No, Slim Jim. I insist. You can thank me later.
Hey, that was meant to be enjoyed.
I enjoyed it.
This is a good one.
Cisco, don't worry. Where we're going, the drinks flow freely and the views, spectacular.
You know you guys can, like, say no, right? This guy isn't your friend. He barged into your house.
Oh, yeah. How is everything with Oliver and William?
It's an adjustment for your
Do I hear wedding bells ringing in your future?
Oh, no. The last time we did anything that resembled a wedding, Oliver got shot with an arrow, so...
Literally everything Green Arrow does involves the risk of him getting shot with arrows. That should not be the metric by which you judge your life decisions.
Did you girls order a stripper?
Why didn't you tell me you would have brought all my singles?
No,
Girl, you into some freaky stuff.
She just told you it wasn't a stripper.
I mean, that wants you.
Caitlin, do you know him?
You need to come with me.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Please tell me that this is just part of his act.
If it is, it's taking too long. Take it off. Gross! I meant take off your pants, not your eye.
We're really beating this stripper joke into the ground. Just like a real stripper.
Please don't do this.
Didn't have to be this way.
Oh yeah, for those of you watching along at home who aren't caught up, she has ice powers, but like, she turns evil when she uses them. It's a whole thing.
That's cool.
Ugh, I hate pink.
Yeah, the color isn't really what's wrong with that outfit.
Doesn't it just take your breath away?
Gentlemen, I welcome you to the Golden Booty.
There ain't nothing golden about any of this.
came through for you, right, man? What do you think?
You don't have to do this. Ralph's not your friend. You can leave.
I think I should have brought some hand sanitizers.
Just come prepared.
That is funny.
The girls may not be bottomless, but for yours truly, the French fries always are.
Golden booty policy. Now, out of respect for the ladies, no touching, no pictures, no video, and no cell phones.
What?
I need a drink.
God, I wish I could have a drink. Bruh, do you really think I'd let you down like that? Your special concoction.
I mean, he has like a metabolism thing because he's fast. It's a whole thing.
They're not picking up. What the hell just happened? Who was that Medusa man?
You know that is not a Cisco-approved name.
Don't worry about who that was. Caitlin's taste in clothes is matched only by her taste in men. Both terrible.
Wait, how are you you? I thought Caitlin was cured.
Caitlin shouldn't be keeping secrets from her friend. You are friends, right?
Yeah, of course we are.
I mean, she kept that secret from everyone. It's not really an Iris-specific problem.
Your friend was going out of town tonight.
What? Why?
Because she got herself into something she couldn't handle.
Where are you going?
To find Norvog's boss and to kill her.
And you need to change the clothes of that because... Whoa! Whoa! Okay, apparently somebody doesn't have boundary issues. Okay, girls, can I talk to you in the cortex?
Technically, Caitlin is underneath all of that somewhere, but she is still dangerous. And she is also our friend, okay? I am not just gonna abandon our teammate.
Fine. I'm coming with you.
No. Cecile, you're pregnant. And your father will kill me if you get killed at your own bachelorette party. That is some crazy logic, and that means I'm in too. Oh, great. Happy bachelorette.
What are you all talking about?
Oh, wow, that jacket's hideous. You'd think they could have taken this chance to give her, like, an actual supervillain outfit. The first costume they had for her in this show was actually pretty decent. A little too busy in the torso area, especially in the shoulders. Too many seams where you don't need them, and a bit too much leather, but like, every costume in this show has that problem. Now that I look at it, it looks like they actually put a lot of thought into the look for this costume.
In the research that I did about Killer Frost, she always wore boots, which was something that I was really pulling for. And I know some of our producers really loved this long cape version of the character, which is great and feels very villainous. I love the sleeves on it, because a lot of Killer Frost's action is with her hands, and hopefully the light will really catch all the different details on that.
Well, why the hell did they get rid of it then? You think if they were going to redo the costume, they'd have it look more like a supervillain costume, rather than have it look more like regular clothes. Is the original costume, like, too revealing? It's not even really that revealing. It's like the same as a one-piece swimsuit. Is that too much for this show's rating? Okay, there's literal strippers in this episode, so no, it's not. Is it the actress? Is she like, is it her modesty getting in the way of this? Oh. I guess not then. A revealing costume wouldn't conflict with a character. We just saw her do this.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay, apparently somebody doesn't have boundary issues.
Hell, there's already a Killer Frost costume that's less revealing. And it's just about the simplest costume you could do. No seams, no leather jackets, just a black suit. You could say it's like a containment suit, something. You need to wear the suit to keep in the cold energy, otherwise you'll, I don't know. This show makes up a lot of science fiction bullshit. Was the idea that she didn't have an actual costume ready and she had to like piece it together just now? Whose clothes are those? Are they just lying around the lab? Wait, hold on, there's a snowflake belt buckle. There's no way that costume wasn't made specifically for Killer Frost. This is a problem a lot of superhero stuff has, where they try to make the costumes like realistic, but they end up in this weird middle ground that doesn't really work either way. The costume's so subdued that it looks like a watered down shadow of their actual costume, but it's too gimmicky and out there for it to believably look like normal clothes. So you feel like in universe they must have specifically made it. But if it's custom made and it's meant to be a costume, then why not just go full superhero or supervillain costume instead of trying to make it look like normal clothing? You could have just given her a blue dress. One of Killer Frost's outfits is just a blue dress. A pretty fancy blue dress, but a blue dress nonetheless. You could have made that the theme of the bachelorette party. Every other woman in the room is already wearing a blue dress. Good God, she stands out like a sore thumb. It would have looked less weird for Caitlin to have been wearing a blue dress in the first place, and just keep the blue dress on when she was Killer Frost. Hell, if you wanted to keep in the little gag about how they have different fashion senses, you could have had Frost make a comment like, oh, finally, for once, Caitlin has a good outfit, or whatever.
What does this have to do with feminism?
It doesn't have anything to do with feminism. I'm just mad about character design.
It's been real, ladies.
I'm gonna use the Starlab satellite to track her cold signature.
You gotta stop doing that.
I'm just getting changed for 5. What? Did you think I was stealing?
It's not about your sticky finger, Ralph. It's about your stretchy arm outwardly displayed.
Oh, so I should be more like Captain Discreet over there.
I'm the Flash!
Funny joke, but Batman did it first.
I may have slightly miscalculated his bachelor elixir.
I got this one. Hey, how you feeling?
I feel good.
Oh, you're gonna need to walk this off.
Or run it off because I'm the Flash.
Let's get you back to the table.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, she is gonna be in the Woman episode.
Hey, she looks like Cecile's daughter.
I'm out, Amunet.
Out? Out of what? Out of options, out of your mind, out of the closet. There's just so many outs.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. This is the Woman episode. The gay episode is next season.
Come on. I want to show you something that could make us both very rich.
All right, do you think they're gonna be able to tell that we don't exactly fit in here? Well, it was your idea to wear boas, so...
The boas are literally the easiest thing to take off.
No, love. Engaged. Love. Okay, bye. Is it just me, or does it seem like everybody here already bought what that guy is selling? Ladies, stay here, okay? I think I know where Frost is.
You got a pet. Congratulations. I call him the Weeper. 3 weeks ago, this young man became a metahuman, and I acquired my new favorite product to sell in my network. Did you notice? Love is quite literally in the air.
It's actually in liquid form, bottled in small vials.
Do you know why? Oh. His tears are a drug?
The Weeper is a man named Mortimer Gloom. Because of course he is. He committed crimes because he hated seeing other people happy, but after he would commit the crimes, he would feel bad about what he had done, and so he would shed a tear for his victims. That's why he's called the Weeper. He weeps. He started off by telling people sad news about people they knew, like your son died in the war or your husband lost his job. But all of that sad news was made up, and he was just setting them up so he could rob them later. He rode around in a hearse, he used tear gas on people, because of course he did, and he had a gang called the Bittermen. He was in an episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold, because of course he was. And in that, he's pretty much the same. The only thing they add in is that he was the first villain to ever have a gimmick. In this show, he cries drugs. This show has a real problem of just making every single character a metahuman, even the ones who weren't metahumans to begin with. I wish this was the worst example of that. Why did they even put the Weeper in this episode, if he's just going to be completely different than what he normally is? Like, I would understand it if they took this silly, gimmicky, obscure, old villain and tried to make him, like, a little more realistic, or made his character more complex and three-dimensional in a way to sort of, like, make him work for a modern-day audience. But this Weeper just has nothing in common with the actual Weeper, except for his name. Once again, far from the worst example of that on this show. It seems like they just saw the word Weeper in a list of comic book villains and decided to make something based on that. But if that's the case, then, like, why not just give him a different name, too? You've already changed 99% of him. Why not change the other 1%? It's not like you were grabbing in viewers by having the Weeper in your show. Nobody knows who the Weeper is. I didn't know who the Weeper was. I had to look him up because he was in this episode. And anybody who is a fan of the Weeper isn't going to be satisfied by this episode because you've completely changed him from what he's supposed to be.
One taste in Central City. We'll be hooked.
And why do you need me?
Really? Well, if I'm going to be selling something quite valuable, I'm going to need protection.
That's what you've got good old Snake Eye for.
A deal like this requires a lady's touch.
So, like, did this show just confirm that there's no other female metahumans in the city who haven't already been captured by the Flash? Well, that's not very feminist.
In your case.
Wait, in your case, different women have different woman's touches? It's not really a woman's touch then, is it? It's just an individual's touch.
Strength.
Strength. That's such a generic attribute. How is that a woman's touch? Like, there are plenty of women who are strong, but if you're going to assign a gender to strength, then I think statistically, that's gonna be more male. She's not even strong. She shoots ice. There are other ice shooters out there. Get one of them. Get just some strong guy. Doesn't even have to be a metahuman.
And I'll cut you in for 10%. 15%, and I throw in not killing you right now for your misguided rebellion, and that is only because I've got forgiveness in my kidneys, right?
I think you meant hard.
No, there's no beat to mischief, sister.
Okay, so you said you have kindness in your kidneys as a way of saying that you don't have a heart. But not having a heart is a metaphor for not having kindness. But you just said that you do have kindness in your kidneys. You took the metaphor normally applied to a heart and you put it onto the kidneys instead. So you did the opposite of what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to say that you have no kindness, but instead you said you have no heart, like a literal, actual heart. You kept the metaphorical meaning of the word heart, but you got rid of the literal meaning when you were supposed to get rid of the metaphorical meaning. Let me put it this way. First you said, I have kindness in my kidneys, and then you said, I don't have a heart. I have kindness in my kidneys can be translated to, I have kindness in me. I don't have a heart can be translated to, I don't have kindness in me. So you basically just said, I have kindness in me, and then followed it up with, I don't have kindness in me.
As much fun as it is to play, I'm the bigger badass, I'm bored. And like I said, I'm done.
Do you know what everyone's mistake in business is?
That hairdo's a fucking mistake, sister.
Not realizing who has the power in the room.
Whoa, hey. Ladies, let's put the meta abilities down.
I'm sorry, who's this chick?
This chick, is trying to stop a meta fight from destroying your very enchanting club. Let's go. Frost, let's go.
Should I stop her?
Let her think she can walk away.
Why?
6 months ago, Caitlin thought she had everything under control. She felt me becoming much stronger. She found out that Amunet had some tech that would let her stay in charge. She got desperate, so she decided to use it. But it came with a price tag, which was being her muscle.
Did you kill anyone?
Some people lost their fingers and their toes, but no one died. I need to leave and escape Amunet.
And you're just gonna run away?
Listen, there's a reason the CCPD has not caught her, and that you idiots just realized there's a major crime lord living under your noses for the past 3 years. She's too powerful. We can't stop her.
Go Guys, we have a responsibility to the Weeper and to the city. What do you suggest we do? We need to rescue him before Amunet does whatever she's planning, okay? Cecile, you need to gather information on Amunet, and Felicity, you need to pull up the blueprint to the club. We got this. We're strong women.
This is your guys' job anyway. None of you are doing anything that's like outside of what you normally do. You're not rising to the occasion. The occasion's been risen to for a while. God, during that whole time when Barry was in the Speed Force, do you think before every mission Iris sent people on, she'd just say, "We got this, guys. I'm a strong woman"?
Yeah. Hashtag feminism. Hashtag feminism. Hashtag feminism.
Oh boy. Oh boy. It's just it's so shoehorned in. They weren't prompted to say that by anyone. They just blurted it out. Like, I guess they were trying to set up for it by having the daughter character say it earlier, but she's not even in this scene. I guess Cecile, maybe she's a feminist too, if her daughter is. But if the setup was supposed to be that she's a feminist, and that's why she said it here, why wasn't she the one who said
Hashtag feminism
earlier on instead of her daughter? Or why not have them both say it? That way you know they're both feminists. Wait, Cecile's a goddamn cop! She was already on this case! Oh boy, I'm gonna have to call on the power of feminism to get me through this one. This is your goddamn job! Do you do this every time you're about to apprehend a criminal?
This isn't what you think, Joe.
Good, because I thought I saw you dancing on that stage in a gold sequin bikini.
No, I'm writing a book on the female experience.
I'd buy that book.
I'd buy that for $1.
Why does your female experience include you dancing at the Golden Booty?
Because we live in a society...
You know, we're living in a society
that's dictated by the male gaze.
The male gaze? Isn't that a thing in, like, media? Like, I get how you could make that complaint about, like, a movie, because movies have, you know, camera angles. But real life doesn't have camera angles. No one is forcing you to look at certain things. You can't live
in a society
dictated by the male gaze, or anyone's gaze. It's like you just took a bunch of feminist buzzwords and slapped them onto a script without any rhyme or reason. And also the Flash is there.
I want to control the narrative of feminism, okay?
What? What does that mean? Like, I'm not even questioning this as a way of poking holes in its argument. I genuinely do not know what that sentence is supposed to be saying. How can one person control the narrative of feminism? I can see how you would want to control your own narrative, or how you might want feminism to control the narrative of, I don't know, real life or whatever, but not how you could control the narrative of feminism. Are you going to start a coup within feminism? Are you going to overthrow the leader of feminism? Are you unhappy with feminism's current narrative? Is that why you want to take the reins? You feel like feminism's narrative is wrong? Why even be a feminist then if you don't agree with it? See, it really does look like you're just taking random buzzwords and putting them in a sentence together.
I want to show the world that a powerful, strong woman, she can wear anything.
But you're not just wearing anything. You're also performing at a strip club, which is fine in its own right. But if your point is to prove that a woman can wear anything, wouldn't the correct course of action just be to wear anything? Just in your normal, everyday life? Isn't wearing that outfit specifically because you're performing at a strip club sort of suggesting that that outfit is only appropriate for stripping?
Be it a bikini or a pantsuit.
Is that a Hillary Clinton reference? I really hope that's not a Hillary Clinton reference.
Or nothing. Feminism.
Look at that shit-eating grin on his face. Never mind, Ralph's my favorite character now.
That's not how feminism works. Will you cut it out?
Isn't it though? Isn't it though? Isn't it though? Can they not wear nothing? Nudity empowers some women, modesty empowers others. Is that not how the saying goes? Why am I doing a better job at feminism than you guys are? I'm not even a feminist.
Hey. Sky Flash. Why the face?
Nothing. I just love chicken wings so much.
Where are you gonna go?
I know a guy who can breach me to another Earth. Start over, escape Amunet, be who I want to be.
Ooh, now that is feminist.
And that's Killer Frost, right?
Don't be cute, West. You can't stop me.
I wasn't planning on it. Look, I know you could kill me. Just like you could have killed Amunet tonight or Cisco 6 months ago.
But you didn't.
You think you know me now?
No. But I do know what Caitlin looks like when she's scared. And you have that same look in your eyes right now. You are just as afraid of being Caitlin as Caitlin is of being Killer Frost.
If you still want to have a hand for Barry to put a ring on, I suggest you move it.
There's a strong, powerful woman that we both love and fear. And her name is your mother. Does she know you work here?
Of course not. She would just jump to all the same conclusions that you are.
So her mother is not a feminist. So there was no reason for her to say #feminism earlier on. Gnarly.
Joining your mother and I just want you to be happy. But I think you need to ask yourself why you're keeping this a secret from her.
Joe, why didn't Rose make room for Jack on the door? There was plenty of room for both of them.
I don't know, feminism?
Cisco, when does this gift of yours stop giving?
Man, I don't know. I thought we'd be watching home movies right now.
Again, you are welcome.
You steal $20 from me, Ralphie?
When? I mean, no.
Yeah, you did. I saw it. I've been waiting a long time for this, Dibs.
Oh! Ah! You monster! Everybody stop! I'm a cop!
What? Were you expecting a different matter?
Nobody walks away from me, Frost.
Did you really think I was going to let you just breach into the sunset? You owe me your life.
Oh shit, she beat the character development out of her.
I always take what I moved.
Hands over your head, ma'am.
Is there any part of the way that I'm dressed that leads you to believe I want to be called man?
Wow. So we should just judge women and treat them differently based on how they're dressed?
Blood.
Wow, way to not stop that double homicide there, Caitlin.
This was a bust, huh? Bachelor party. Happens.
What's up with you? All night you seemed preoccupied.
I'm worried.
About what?
Feminism.
Being a dad again. I'm almost 50, Bear.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fatherhood? That's not a very feminist subject matter there. What's that doing in this episode?
I saw that video Cisco made of you and Iris when you were kids. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I was young the first time I did this. And seeing Joni?
Yeah, you saw her tits.
I'll take those 3. 4.
What a card.
How do we find her?
I don't know. She's smart. Off the grid. Always on the move. Never leaves a trail.
Okay, well, what about her powers? The metal that she controls, do you know what it is?
Some kind of alnico alloy.
Do you think you could use our satellites to track it? You mean...
Guys, I can't go with you. If I lose control, I could become a liability. I'm sorry, Iris, I can't go.
You don't have to. We got this.
We're just gonna be 3/4 of feminism this time.
Sample.
See.
Are none of the casual users of this drug weirded out by the fact that their throat glows when they take it? Junkies, man.
On my count, we move. Okay. 1, 2,
3.
Joke's on you, feminism doesn't work on Japanese people. Now, if you were in a bath, you could throw a bucket at their heads. That would get them.
Hey, Amunet. This is between you and me. Let my friends go, and I'll come back and work for you.
It's too late for that, Katie. Do you know why no one has ever testified against me over the years?
Because you were only just introduced in this episode.
Well, it's because they're not alive to. Should I stop her? Let her think she can walk away.
Take care, then.
That's my favorite Black Canary power.
Well, hello, Chili. We gotta get out of here. So I thought I wasn't going to be able to kill anyone today.
Should I stop her? Let her think she can walk away.
Kill them! I don't think this is gonna hold much longer.
Make more ice then.
Well, this is a steel factory, and you move steel plates with magnets.
Really, really big magnets.
Cecile, turn the crane on.
What? How?
It should be in the schematics. Just highlight it and turn it on.
In retrospect, why didn't they have the cop go in with a gun and the tech genius go for the computer?
You and I could have been gods.
You move metal and she makes things cold, and you're a drug dealer. That's really not a godly existence.
I used to work with a god. Over it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot she worked with Savitar. But not that Savitar. It was actually Evil Barry from the future. But not that Evil Barry from the future. Why is this show like this?
Cecile, now!
I did something.
Whoa, not cool. This is supposed to be the woman episode, not the Nazi episode. We already had the Nazi episode.
Not so scary without your bling now, are you?
Stop! Caitlin, stop.
I'm not Caitlin. And I'll never be free unless she dies.
No, it's the opposite. You are free right now. But if you do this, you will always be a killer. Killer Frost, Caitlin, you don't have to be one or the other. You get to decide who you are.
I mean, presumably, given the decision, she would choose to be just the one. Why would she want to be a mix of her good and bad self?
Get out of here.
Or arrest her!
You ruined this for me today. And one day soon, I promise you, I will ruin something for you.
Not if they arrest you, which they should do.
Hold on. It's okay, okay? We're gonna help you.
Get away from me.
Just gonna let him let him go?
The police are on their way. We did it, guys. We really did it.
Actually, it's girls.
Boo! Agree to never speak about what happened tonight.
Okay. What? Hey.
Hey.
I saw you called 17 times. Everything okay?
Oh, yeah, everything is fine. How was your night?
Good. Quiet.
Uneventful. Yours?
Yeah, not much happened.
Why would you not tell him what happened? You know, Barry and his friends went to a strip club they didn't want to go to and got arrested for a fight that they weren't part of. If they don't want to talk about that, that's fine. But you discovered a crime lord living in your city. Surely that's something that the Flash should know about.
You know what? We actually had a few scrapes.
Honestly, so did we.
Some tears were involved.
Yeah, us too.
More crying and puking. Lost access to the happiest place on earth.
Pretty sure nothing could have made tonight any worse. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Can we just do this tomorrow, please?
Why is Killer Frost here?
I can explain everything.
I cured my split personality with feminism.
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
When you got arrested, I figured you'd be okay because you're a cop, but still.
Yeah, about that. Why did they arrest anyone who wasn't Ralph? Ralph was the only one actually fighting anyone. And Joe was a cop who was trying to stop the fighting. And why wasn't Wells arrested? Why was he able to come and pick them up from jail? If they were just arresting anyone who was in the room, then Wells should have been in that cell with them too.
Joe, I'm gonna do what I want.
I know. You're an adult. I was not trying to tell you what to do.
But if I'm being honest, I know that I took it too far tonight.
And what about your feminist research?
I still believe everything I was saying. But after we talked, I realized that's not why I'm working there.
I just like showing people my tits.
So I'm gonna quit.
Wait, what? Why? If you like the job, you can keep the job. You don't have to be doing it for feminist reasons. You can just do it because you like doing it.
Are you gonna tell Mom?
That's not my secret to tell. But your mom loves you. And she'll always listen if you let her.
Just got my first craving. Hi, you two. How was your night?
It's fine. Nothing happened. You?
Same.
You discovered a crime lord. Joe's a cop. Tell him this.
I'm gonna head to bed, but do you wanna do breakfast in the morning and just talk?
Yeah, sweetie, I'd like that.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Good night.
So much for quiet and classy, right?
Not exactly the bachelor party you had in mind.
Well, saving the city wasn't a bad way to spend the night.
You saved one guy, then let him run half naked and probably emaciated into the streets. He gets kidnapped at the end of the episode, in case anyone's wondering. And then you let a crime lord get away when you could have arrested her. The only portion of the city that you can say you saved was the drug addicts from getting addicted to another drug.
But the best part of the night was spending it with the ladies of Team Flash.
You spend every day with the ladies of Team Flash. You just also spend it with the men of Team Flash. I never really understood, like, girls' nights out and guys' nights out. Both genders do it. It's not a gender-specific thing. I mean, it is a gender-specific thing, but it's a gender-specific thing that both genders do. Why would I want to spend time with half of my friends when I could spend time with all of them? Bachelor and bachelorette parties make a little more sense just because, like, the whole point is, like, the bride and groom are supposed to be separate because it's, like, their last night being single, even though they're not actually single because they've been dating for however long, but it's symbolic or whatever. I remember one time, like, forever ago, I had this one friend who, like, she spent months hyping up her birthday party and, like, telling both the boys and the girls about, like, all these plans she had for it. And then, like, the weekend before it happened, she said, oh yeah, it's just a girl thing. What the fuck is gender specific about being born? Why did you build this whole thing up only to invite half of your friends to it? Actually, now that I think of it, this happened even more recently with some other people I knew. They all went to the zoo and had like a weekend trip. And they told me later that it was supposed to be an all girls thing. One of the people who went considers themselves to be a third gender, to be neither man nor woman. So what the fuck were they doing there? Actually, yeah, I'm mad about that. What the hell?
Actually, I wanted to ask you a favor about the wedding.
Oh, you want a custom ice sculpture?
No. I wanted to know if you wanted to be my maid of honor.
Me?
Yeah, you're more than work friends.
Who? Throwing her words back at her, eh, Iris? Oh, I cut that part out. Here it is.
Why didn't you tell any of us?
I didn't know who to talk to.
Could have talked to me. I'm your friend, Caitlin.
Work friend.
Little passive-aggressive, don't you think? I don't think the writers intended for it to be passive-aggressive, and it's not delivered passive-aggressive. But it's a little passive-aggressive, isn't it? Someone says to you, we're just work friends, then later on in the day you invite them to your wedding, specifically under the explanation of, we're more than just work friends.
Do I have a bridesmaid's dress? Of course.
Dress better be fucking blue! So, yeah, that's the episode. It was, not good. One could even go so far as to call it bad. And, like, 50% of the reason it was bad, like, wasn't even the feminism stuff. It was just all around a bad episode. I'm a little curious as to, like, exactly how this episode came about. Like, maybe one of the writers on the staff, like, is a feminist and was, like, waiting for the chance to make an episode about feminism. Like that one tweet from that Sonic Boom writer who was, like, way too proud of the fact that she managed to put the word feminism into an episode of Sonic Boom. Or maybe none of them, like, actually cared and they just knew, like, hey, the kids are into feminism. Beyonce put the feminism word in one of her concerts once. The kids like that, right? We'll put it in the TV show. That we'll get the hip teens to think we're woke. Maybe there was no real meaning behind it and they kind of just came to this conclusion. Like, it makes sense that they'd be doing a bachelor or bachelorette party episode because they've got, like, a wedding coming up between Barry and Iris. So of course this show is going to milk that for all it's worth and try to get as many episodes out of that as they can. Maybe they were all standing around the water cooler and they were just like, hey, you know, Barry's getting married. We should have an episode about his bachelor party. And someone else was like, well, we could have an episode about Iris's bachelorette party. And someone was like, yeah, it'll be a real girls' night out. And then, like, another person standing by the water cooler will be like, haha, yeah, like feminism. And none of the writers actually know what feminism is. But they've all seen that one girl on Tinder who's got, like, if you're not a feminist, swipe left in her bio. So they all have, like, kind of a general idea of what it is. And they all chuckled to each other and were like, yeah, write that down. And that's how that episode happened. Because like I said, it seems like a lot of the dialogue in this is just them putting together, like, feminist sounding words in sentences where it doesn't really make sense and it doesn't really make an actual point.
I want to control the narrative of feminism.
Which, to be fair, some feminists actually are just that dumb. So it's entirely possible it was meant with complete sincerity. I don't really know what, like, the average feminist's opinion of this episode is. I don't know if they liked it and they're like, yeah, it's about time we had a feminist Flash episode. Or if it's like a J.K. Rowling situation where, like, even the people who want this kind of thing still didn't like it because they felt like it was, like, cheap and lazy and annoying and not how you're supposed to do this kind of thing. There's other stuff in this episode that you could, like, read deeper into. Like, I remember one person saying that the Weeper might have been, like, a Male Tears reference. No, not that Male Tears. There we go. Which is like, shit, maybe he is. But I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that it's not. Like, if you were to describe the plot synopsis of this episode to someone who hasn't seen it, it's like, all the women fight crime, meanwhile the men go to a strip club, then get arrested for starting a fight. That makes it sound a lot like this episode's premise is, men are bad, women are better. But the actual execution of the episode isn't like that. Really, the only man who's portrayed as being in the wrong is Ralph. Really, all of this is Ralph's fault. And that's just because he's supposed to be, like, the sketchy, morally gray character. Yet, oddly enough, he's, like, the most likable character in this whole episode. Him and Wells. I like Wells.
Hey, that was meant to be enjoyed.
I enjoyed it.
Also, it would be, like, kind of hypocritical for them to say that men are bad because they like strippers, when Felicity, like, won't shut the hell up about strippers for, like, a solid minute in this episode. And also one of the characters is a stripper. So yeah, I don't think the point of this episode is supposed to be men are bad. I think the point of this episode is just supposed to be women are great. And it just does a really bad job of it. Like, when I think powerful women, this is not what appears in my head.
Stand back, baby mama, we got this.
Yeah, this episode's bad. Good night, everyone.
A scarlet costume ejects from his ring. And in a blur of motion, police scientist Barry Allen becomes the Flash. World's fastest human, the Flash, whose speed enables him to vibrate through solid walls and conquer the barriers of time and space in the pursuit of evildoers. The Flash, Scarlet Speedster for Justice.